Hey guys, in today's video we're talking about the best hotels in the traditional villages of Santorini, the ones where locals live, far away from the craziness of Fira and Dia. There are many villages we could call authentic in Santorini, but out of all of these, three stand out for their beauty: Pyrgos, Megalochori and Emporio. Let's start with Pyrgos. Now, Pyrgos is kind of divided into two distinct areas. Old Pyrgos is everything you see on this hill. That's where the two blue domes are, and also the ruins of the castle at the very top. If you choose to stay in this area, your view might look something like this. New Pyrgos, on the other hand, is located here on the slope of the hill. Those are all brand new hotels, and it's definitely less traditional than the old town. But you've got the view because the slope is facing the rest of the island. So from your room, it could look like this. Super epic. You cannot have such views from the old town. Now, it only takes 15 minutes to walk from the new part to the old part. So even if you're staying in the new part, you'll still be able to walk to the old town, which is where nearly all restaurants and cafes are. Alright, let's start with the new part of Pyrgos. There are 4 places I want to tell you about. First, there's the Halcyon Days Suites. It has 7 separate villas with prices ranging from 400 to 800 a night. Now, once again, as is the case for all my other hotels videos, these are the prices for July and August. So if you come during cheaper months like April, early May or late October, you'll pay 2 to 3 times less. Also, keep in mind that these are prices that I looked up in December, so 8 months ahead. If you're booking your place later than that, don't be surprised to see slightly higher prices. And as always, if you're interested to book one of these places and you want to support this channel at the same time, you can use the affiliate links that I'm linking down below. Alright, so back to Halcyon Day Suites. You have this gorgeous view of the whole island, and something I hadn't told you is that you also get the sunset view from New Pyrgos. Next, we have the Vorina Gallery Suites, very similar to the previous one, but a little cheaper. The suites range from 300 to 450 a night. Next, there's Carpe Diem. Now, this one is a 5-star hotel, so everything is super luxurious. One room will cost you around 1,000 a night. If you're on your honeymoon, for instance, and you want to go all in, this is a fantastic place. And finally, there's Santorini 180 degrees. This one is a little different. It used to be a family house, and you can tell that it looks more like a house than a hotel. You rent this place as a whole. It can fit up to 7 people, so ideal for a family. But even if it's just the 2 of you, it's still a very good deal because this place goes for 330 a night, which compared to the other places in the area is very decent. Alright, let's go to the old town of Pyrgos now. Say goodbye to the view and say hello to the blue domes. First, we have the Santorini Dreams Villas. Now, you'll see on the website that these are actually 6 separate houses located in different areas. The 2 ones that I recommend are the Luxury Villa and the Deluxe Suite. Look at the view they have, really impressive stuff. The family suite doesn't have a view, that's why I don't put it at the top of my list. As for those 3, they are located in New Pyrgos, not the old town. But they're still very nice places, so if you prefer the Santorini view over the Pyrgos view, then by all means you can go for those. And all these separate villas cost around 400 at night, by the way. Next, we have the Balsamo Suites. Now again, this is a bunch of different houses in Pyrgos. My favorites are the Deluxe Villa and the Superior Suite, which are neighbors of one another, located just below one of Pyrgos' 2 blue dome churches. And bonus point for the Deluxe Villa, it also has this awesome rooftop balcony with the view of Pyrgos' other blue dome. Then there's also the Panoramic Suite, located higher up on the hill with this beautiful terrace. Prices are again around 400 a night. Next, we have the Sweet Nectar Villa. The entrance is this red door you see here. As the name Villa suggests, it's a house you rent as a whole. Inside, it looks like this, very traditional, and there's also a rooftop terrace. This place is a bit cheaper than the previous one, around 300 a night. Next, we have Castro Mansion, this building here, which used to be a large family house. It's been divided into 4 suites, 2 downstairs and 2 upstairs, and they range from 400 to 750 a night. The Deluxe Suite and Honeymoon Suite, which are both upstairs, have amazing views from their balconies. Next, there's a place called the Small Architect's House, which you rent as a whole for 450 a night. It's a very cute little place and can fit up to 6 people, so ideal for a family or a group of friends. And finally, there's the Bliss Mansion, a very luxurious villa for 1100 a night. This is meant for larger groups. There are 3 separate bedrooms, plus a few extra convertible beds in the living room. And the view from the rooftop is insane, just look at that. Now, if you're staying in Old Pyrgos, you probably won't have anyone bringing you breakfast like in a hotel. So if you're wondering where you can find breakfast nearby, the answer is Penelope's Oozary, this wonderful little place that I also mentioned in my video about Pyrgos. It's not just an awesome place for lunch and dinner, but also for breakfast. Alright, this was for Pyrgos. Now, you might have realized that Pyrgos is not a cheap place. Prices are often around 400 euros a night, even though I have to remind you once again that this is for July and August. If you come during the shoulder season, it will be 2 to 3 times cheaper, which makes a big difference. But so yeah, if you want something a little less pricey and you still want to be in an authentic place far away from the crowds, then Megalochori and Emporio are great options. Let's start with Megalochori. Now, if you've watched my video on the best hotels with the caldera view, you will have heard me talk about a few cliffside hotels in Megalochori like this one. And even though, yes, it's true that all of this area is technically Megalochori, the actual town is here. This is where the locals live, not there on the cliffside. So in this video, don't expect caldera view hotels in Megalochori. Today we're talking about the old town, where there is no view. Alright, so first we have the Pasifea luxury suites. Now again, this is not one single place, it's 6 separate houses spread all over Megalochori. My personal favorites are the Oceanida cave suite, which as the name implies is a cave house, very traditional, built inside the earth. And then there's also the Thetis suite, with this gorgeous rooftop jacuzzi with the view of the entire town. Prices range from 200 to 350 a night. Next, we have the Ducato Wine Hotel Villas, which are once again 6 separate houses. All 6 are extremely traditional. They must be very old because they're built with lava rocks, which was the old way of building stuff before concrete took over. These 6 villas go from 400 to 750 a night. Next, there's the Cabagnaro Luxury Villa. It fits up to 5 people and they have this very nice indoor hot tub. The price for this villa is around 300 a night. Then there's Aegean Mist, which are 3 suites side by side, prices ranging from 250 to 350. And finally, there's the White Harmony Suites, which is sort of like a tiny resort. The junior suites are upstairs and they're cheaper than the ground floor because they have a smaller swimming pool, but the view from the upper floor is actually nicer. So I would personally go for those. The junior suites go for 300 a night, the normal ones 400. For breakfasts in Megalochori, you'll want to go here, the Family Bakery. It has a very wide variety of options. Bread, of course, but also sweet and savory pies, sandwiches, salads, pizza, and even some homemade cooked food, catering style, which by the way is a great way to eat Greek traditional food for 1/5 of the price you would pay in a restaurant. Alright, that was for Megalochori. Now let's move on to Emporio. Emporio is a village I've hardly ever spoken about on my channel, which is a shame. I always talk about Pyrgos and Megalochori, but just so you know, Emporio is as authentic and beautiful. It's a true maze of all these winding narrow alleys, and it's so rare to see tourists there. I know, because I used to live there in Emporio before moving to Athens. Oh, and speaking of Athens, I run tours here, and if you'd like to join one of them, you can find all the information on my Instagram account. Alright, so first we have Time Drops, which once again is a group of 7 different villas in various locations in Emporio. These are all houses that used to be inhabited by locals and have now been renovated to accommodate tourists. Prices go from 200 to 350 a night. Next, we have the Exi Castle Suites. Now, this one is one of my absolute favorites because it's located inside the main landmark of Emporio, which is the Porta, as we call it. It used to be the gate to enter the walls of Emporio back in medieval times. And this building here, that's the one you can now rent. It got split into 3 parts, and you can rent these flats from 250 to 500 a night. And look, this is the entrance of the building. I mean, come on, how badass is this? If you're a history nerd like myself, this place should really hit the spot. And that's it for Emporio already. As I told you, it's an extremely authentic place. It's like 95% locals and only 5% of the buildings have been transformed into Airbnbs, which is why this place is so great. It's even more authentic than Pyrgos and Megalochori. Oh, and for breakfasts in Emporio, there's a place called the Old Barber Shop. Super cute little cafe. This is where you would have seen me chilling in the morning. Everyone I know agrees that this cafe and Emporio as a whole contrasts so much with the overcrowded image we have of Santorini. Alright, that's it for the traditional villages of Santorini, but there's more. I made a few other videos on Santorini best hotels, and I've grouped them all under this playlist. And there you go, that's it for today. Hope you liked it. See you in the next one. Bye.